Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your host, David Selby, Justin Reed, and Andy Horton.
David Selby here hosting. I've got Brandon Wren, I've got Matt Irwin, and Paul Ackles, all part of the staff here at the Baker-Spain Stampede. And we're just getting the week warmed up. It's Wednesday morning. We just crest noon. And, man, it's church night here. It's where things really, where the air changes at this event, in my opinion. And there are some special things to come tonight. I can assure you there will be a lot of fellowship. There will be tears shed. There will be worship. There will be people that find Jesus tonight. It's going to be a beautiful thing. A lot of things that we could talk about, but I want to run it back here real quick. As I've got it here on my list, just to give you a little bit of background on the guys that are sitting next to me, I've got Brandon Wren. He is, in fact, the voice of this wagon race, of this event, and he's been doing it for 8 years. We're in the 9th year down here. We've got Matt next to him, who lost his Invisalign a little bit ago, unfortunately, but he is the Dean of Operations for this event, and he is able to be with us today. And then we've got Paul Ackles on the end. He's the head of campsites and security and very much more. We didn't have audio a minute ago, but what these guys were really relaying is that this is such a family event. The staff is such a family, truly brother and sisterly love that runs deep into the roots of this event. It's a beautiful thing, and we're just kind of catching up here. So Paul, you were just telling me kind of what it was like right before you guys took that first ever ride around the ranch before the event ever even happened.
The 100-mile-an-hour trip in a truck, is that the adventure you're referring to?
Yes. And you said you had to rock, paper, scissors for who was going to ride with Josh to just take a look at the ranch for the first time.
Well, neither one of us has met Josh in person at that time and moment. So both of us knew Tim, so we rock, paper, scissored. Matt got the ride with Tim, and I got the ride with Josh, and I didn't think we would be going as fast as what we did down the hill, but he just, all the way down the hill, he kept pointing at stuff. He was like, I want to do this over here. I want to do this over here. Then we made it all the way down here to the bottom, and Josh had a vision. I
was going to ask you if you felt like the truck was moving faster or his finger pointing out places.
I think the finger pointing was moving faster, but the truck was scooting right along. I'll guarantee you that.
It was probably a little bit of a rougher ride then than it is now, especially this year, because there have been some serious changes on the ranch.
Very much so.
Matt, what are some of the big upgrades for 2025?
Oh, big upgrades. So let's just start at the very top of the hill. The new office building that you'll pull up to. Is probably step one you're going to find. We hope to get everyone checked in faster, streamline through the gate a little bit, make it easier for everyone. So if you're coming, if you've got your tickets and everything prepared for us, we're just going to try to get everyone rocking and rolling and through the gate as fast as possible.
6 lanes.
6 lanes with new asphalt all the way down to the bottom, and all the main roads are asphalted. So we got rid of dust. We allowed traffic to flow a little freer, hopefully.
Widen a lot of those roads. Have you been here before?
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah, now you're going to have no problem passing people going to and from, and they've also widened, expanded the bridge that comes down here into the entertainment area, so you will not have the bottleneck that we once had.
And no more steel bridge.
Yes.
Anymore. Over culverts, much wider. Yep. Drive through it straight ahead. Be looking at the new building, looks out onto the new arena.
Yeah, and I should say that's where we're coming to you from today. We are in the new building.
As construction is still going on.
There's still construction happening. We do have like open air around us here. This will all be like garage doors and windows and everything. We've got the buffalo head mounted in the new fireplace, above the new fireplace above us back here, which was all literally just finished in the last handful of days. It's artwork. It's beautiful. Get down here and check it out. To get just so you're talking about the history of this thing. When you guys first came to this, year 1 and 2, could you have imagined that it was going to be like this now?
we have vision. We definitely wanted to get to this point, but I don't think, no matter what your vision is, I don't think you ever really foresee everything that was here. I mean, I sure wouldn't have imagined that we would be at the stage of the building process that we're at right now.
No.
I what about you? My vision was still, we had a trailer set up having concerts on it. We don't have a full stage.
My first year, I was set up on the top of a hill overlooking both arenas or both areas that we would use. And we got done the first day, and I told Matt, I said, I don't like Lonesome Hill. We got to fix this. So automatically, bam, we moved to another spot. Anytime we had come up with this don't work this good this year, next year it becomes something totally different, and it just expanded. If my first year, my first day here, I never, ever would have dreamed it became what it is today.
Yeah.
With all the structures, all the electric sites, and the money that's been poured in to this event to make it successful for them, because there's no money made.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pouring it right back into this project and this event to make it more hospitable to all the spectators. I never would have dreamed it when I was here year number 2.
Paul, when you think back to early days of this thing, what would you say being here now where we're at, what would you say the biggest shock to you is that you probably would not have thought of back then?
The buildings. The buildings. We started out in a ginormous circus tent, it seemed like, and it was a circus at that time. But just building the buildings, getting more structures up, the amenities, like we got a shower house with hot water in it. I don't know of any other ranch that's got a shower house with a hot water right there for you to use.
Yeah. Like 10 or 12 bays in there.
Yes. So the buildings is the big thing. I'm glad that we got out of the tent, because on windy days it kind of wanted to take off with us too.
A little spooky.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fortunate at times like now that this place does pretty well remain a wind tunnel coming through this valley, because we're probably pushing in the 90s all week down here, and that breeze is a lifesaver. So tell me just a little bit more about how these concerts have maybe formed more of this event than maybe some other events. Some of these higher level entertainment things. When did that kind of kick off? Like, how did it get to where it's at? We've got Whiskey Myers coming in on Friday. We've got Luke Grimes coming in on Saturday. How does it get to that point?
I think our goal's always been to not mimic or try to do anything that someone else is doing. We've always been trying to separate ourselves from what everyone else is doing, but try to build a family event that anyone can do. I'll use an example. I had a friend call me the other day, and he said, "Hey, I'd really like to come to the event. I've been watching you post about it every year, and I haven't made it down there. I don't have a horse, and I don't have a side-by-side. What do I do?" And show up in your truck. You can walk to everywhere you need to go within reason. And the other deal has just been to try to make the event so versatile that there is something for everyone here. And I don't think we're done yet. We're still talking about different paths and different avenues that we can go down to try to get us more exposure, to get more people here, and to provide more events for everybody.
Yeah.
At all hours of the day.
I think the concerts, having the people that we do have coming, it'll bring in people that wouldn't truly come down here for the whole event. So once they come down here for the concert, they look around and they just, oh, look at that over there. Maybe we should come back during the day and check this out.
Well, I've got friends that have seen me post on Facebook and my social media accounts and say, man, I've never been to a Chuckwagon race. I think I'll come Saturday and watch the Chuckwagon races. I said, well, that's the good day. That's when the opening happens. That's the big day. And they'll come and hang out. They'll stay here all day long, and we'll have whoever. This was a couple years ago. A friend of mine come up here, and I can't remember who was there on Saturday night, but they stayed for the concert, and then they end up camping up there with me. Some friends of ours, they stayed in the other end of my camper because it was so late. They was having so much fun, they didn't want to leave. the next year. And right now, as we speak, they're up there in camp. They've been here since Monday. They come one day, and they looked around just because they seen some stuff on my social media. And everybody I've talked to, because you'll learn if you come down here, I'll talk to everybody. When they show up for one day or one concert or one event that they was want to be a part of, the next year they're here their entire week because they see everything going on with the events that we have. I mean, you could do anything from Sword of Donkey to rope Pendleton style, like Pendleton Oregon's rodeo that they're doing right now as we speak. There's so much stuff going on that there is nothing here that you can't do. Like, everybody has an opportunity to have fun, compete, hang out, shop, listen to great music every night we're here. But you come once, we'll see you the whole entire week next year.
So, 9th year this year. What are a couple of things that you guys did that aren't happening anymore? Maybe didn't work.
Ooh.
You're like, oh, nothing. Everything worked. All of our ideas
No.
were perfect.
No.
But it
No.
might not have worked,
No.
but we adapted and overcome at
Right.
that very moment. So we really don't have a list of what didn't work, because if it wasn't working at the moment, the team that we have assembled just kind of jumped together. We spitballed some ideas and fixed the problem so fast that there's not really a
Probably
list
no
of
one
stuff
else
that
ever
don't
knew
work.
about it.
You know, there's some things that's happened down here that happened so fast. We took care of it. We filled in Josh the next day of something that happened at the gate or something that happened down here to camp, you know, fixing something or doing something minor. So to say it didn't work, it might not have worked properly. And before it was all said and done in 30 minutes. So there's not really a list of stuff that didn't work because we fixed it so quick. We just moved on and adapted and overcome.
The slip and slide.
Yeah.
That was it was a good idea at the time, but it didn't work out for us. So that was one of those one and done thing.
Was it on a hill, or was it like just
It
straight
was
across
at
a big
the,
tarp?
second swimming hole,
Yep.
and we just randomly, I think I ordered that on a Tuesday from a company in Springfield, and we made a dirt pile, and we set up some straw on the sides, and it kind of looked like redneck Barbie Jeep racing with people throwing each other down the slide. And we had a water pump down there sucking water out of the hole.
Was it an
feeding
air?
down the
Was it
slide.
like a
Oh no, it was
bungee
just
air
a
deal?
flat,
Like a tarp,
slick
like a
canopy tarp.
Oh my gosh!
It was a disaster. It was a
Like
liability.
a tarp.
Oh, we were using gel that you use on cattle to check for pregnancy. Yeah.
And water.
And
Slip
it
and,
was all we
not-
had.
slip and slide.
It was a
We're
good
at the
idea
ranch.
at the time.
So I'm gonna say this is one of those things that didn't get vetted like some of the other ideas
Correct.
do.
Correct.
But speaking of the way you guys vet your stuff, so I've been fortunate enough to make a couple of these meetings now. So talk about what the off season is like and what what is the off season like as soon as you guys leave here. What's the process leading into next year, and how do things get vetted?
Well, first off, Sunday night. Sunday night, as soon as everybody kind of leaves the camp, everybody's kind of headed home, we're still here. And that is our night. We'll go up to the house, actually up to Josh and Jordan's house, and we sit up there and we cuss and discuss the stuff that might need to be fixed or ideas for next year. So even when we're done, we're not done. It starts Sunday night as everybody's going home, and then there's meetings all year long. This is a 365-day event.
We'd like to
work
take a
on it all the
month
time.
off and clear our heads. And
We
then,
try to, but it don't usually happen.
and then kick her back in gear again. But it's year round. To the size we're at now, it's year round for sure.
Yeah.
And there's things, as you asked about adding and taking away, there's things that were on our schedule last year that are not on our schedule this year. Doesn't mean they're not coming back. It's just so many avenues. Sometimes we just can't make all the logistics work. So it doesn't mean that it was a plan that didn't work. It may just come back in a different form.
Yep.
Yeah. It was the last. So I've been to the last couple of meetings, and it's really cool to see how no question is stupid or gets seriously shut down, or if it does, it's kind of like that sibling thing, you know. But a lot of ideas come through from the top down at that meeting, and you know, nobody's getting ridiculed for a bad idea. It's actually cool to see that someone like Josh, who owns this whole thing, he sits there and listens really well, and he really respects everybody on his team, and takes those ideas, and you guys fully vet these things. What were one or two new things this year that probably came up at that meeting?
Security.
The security, security, because we have become a small little city down here now. So some security, medics, kind of beefing up our medic side of things, and like the new arena, talking about those kind of events. If you're talking about competitive events, having a real deal arena that's here, where you're not just doing stuff on a pasture. They run barrels last night forever in the new arena. Something new every year.
The
There's
Chuckwagon dinner on Monday.
The Chuckwagon dinner, which was phenomenal. Some awesome entertainment, some good old style bluegrass, and they even sing an AC/DC song.
They did.
Bluegrass
They did.
style that I've never heard in my life, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So just adding little things that everybody's got an idea, right? And so all year long they post stuff on our social media and send messages, and so we take some of this and some of that, and then we just kind of throw it all at the wall with everybody's idea, and some great idea comes out of it.
Yeah.
It's all about the team coming up with great ideas, and there's some other stuff in the plans that right now we're just kind of holding the reins.
Yeah.
But there's other big stuff we're thinking about doing out here that would change the game to bring a different genre of people even out here beyond the scope that we already do. So
Right.
It's just wild to see how everything kind of crumbles together, working the entire year to get to the next year.
Right.
And we've already come up with ideas for next year and the year after that, just in the last couple of days that we've been here.
Yeah.
To change things up,
So, to kind of talk a little bit about all the people that come in with livestock. There's a lot of people out here riding horses around, pleasure wagons, etc. Talk about kind of the production add-ons this year that have happened for the concerts and stuff, and what people can kind of expect from that. Paul and Matt?
Well, we added a spot that you can ride your wagon right up to the dance floor. It's only for horses and wagons. We kind of accommodated to that to get more of those wagons to show up. Everybody likes seeing the wagons roll around, but not everybody brings one. So we accommodated the horse and wagons by giving them a spot just right there at the dance floor.
But
Yeah,
they
and-
could be up in the concert themselves, really. They're just
Don't even
right
have to
there
get
with
off
us.
your wagon.
Don't even have to get out of your wagon. They can come right there. It's all fenced in, so the public is safe.
Yeah.
From being around the livestock, and it's going to be a really cool deal.
Yeah. And when it fills up, which I am sure it will,
It's going to.
yeah. They've also taken steps to make the viewing experience even better from back behind the pavilion now. So for those of
Yes.
you that have historically gone back and tied up or
With
hung
your
out,
wagons.
hanging out in like the Chuckwagon race arena over there, if you go over there this year, they have put a full-blown production screen over there with additional speakers, like
Stage speakers.
a full speaker mount,
Yeah.
Yes.
and you're going to get your shell shock over
Blown
there.
away. Blown
Yes.
away.
Yeah, you're going to get that.
We'll use it
even
for all the
back.
concerts, all the events that happen in that arena. Everything that happens in the arena with the Chuckwagon races will be on that screen. It's a whole new dynamic of the experience you're going to see just sitting in the stands.
Yeah, and I've been here the last couple of weeks, essentially just hit and miss, but like I can't remember what day it was. Saturday, Sunday. I guess it was after Saturday that they decided to put those things out there. And these are like these things happening on the fly. I mean, that's a huge add-on to put the speakers and the screen out there.
A gentleman welded all day long Monday. To
Well,
make
there was
sure
some
it happened.
mounts that initially were put on that got put on in the wrong spot.
Uh-huh.
Gentleman shows up, cuts them all off, welds them back on where they need to be, and the following day we're hanging speakers and screens and
Yeah.
sound check yesterday.
I mean, it's just going to be the production quality where it's gotten to is phenomenal. And I think about the concerts, but the Chuckwagon races, I mean, we're going to be running our production feed through that screen this year. And all of those speakers that you've historically had to mount everything up there on a crow's nest and probably something that was more minimal than that before then. And it has really taken a jump. I would say for me, outside looking in, I think the production quality has just gone to a whole other level.
A whole
this
leaps
year.
and bounds difference.
Just standing out there, hearing them do watching and hearing a video test for something they're going to show tonight, it's just blowing my mind.
It's a total different deal. I even have a screen in the announcer stand.
Yes.
So
Thank
I can
you,
see
Andy
everything.
Horton.
Andy Horton, the man with the plan, that I can actually see, because where I'm staged, it's hard for me to see those big screens. So I will see everything you're seeing on that screen, can call it live.
Yep.
I'll be able to see stuff all the way at the other end from the drone footages and the other stuff that we got going. Even for me as the announcer, it's completely changed on the experience that I will have up there to make it work. Because if you've ever looked up here, we got binoculars and everything else just to try to see what happens at the other end of the track.
Yep.
Because this is the only Chuckwagon race that I've ever announced, only Chuckwagon race I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And so I learned on the fly about Chuckwagon racing and the whole 9 yards. And so I like to watch just like everybody else. So it's going to change my experience as the announcer even to a whole new level.
Yeah. Man, it just seems like when you kind of pull back that curtain and see what's behind it, the logistics have just gotten very, very sound here. It seems like it runs, like I said, a well-oiled machine, and that's probably an understatement. It's pretty incredible. As far as, dealing, so Paul, you've always had to deal with, checking, making sure people that should be here are here, shouldn't be here or not. What can people expect when they come in this week as far as what they need to have when they roll up to the gate and what it's going to look like going through the week, wristband-wise, things like that?
Well, we have a weekly pass, so if you come to the gate with horses, we're going to need Coggins papers and health papers for horses that come out of state. And they'll check those at the gate, get you all checked in. You pay your money, you come in, and you go to camp. I'll drive around every so often and do a wristband check and communicate with people and just kind of run for dog catcher, I guess, so to say.
Yeah.
But I'm there to solve problems or ask if they need anything. I ask them how we can improve on this to get their input, and I'll take that to the board. So most of the time, we got daily passes, but if you're going to do a day pass, you might as well do a week pass because you're going to want to come back.
Yeah.
There ain't no doubt about that. You'll want to come back.
Where can you go for $150 and spend all week long, a person, and see the talent you have here as entertainment, the rodeo action? I mean, you can't even go see some concerts for $150.
Yeah.
So you'll want to buy the orange one.
Jordan, I got to have a little conversation with Jordan the other day. She said that she had somebody come to the front gate and complain about the price increase. And I said, so how much is it? Which I knew, but just giving her a hard time. She's like, $150 for the week. I said, $150, Jordan? Like, what are they even getting for that? And she's like, well, they're going to see the Chuckwagon races this weekend. They're going to see Stephen McWhirter on Wednesday night, Kane, Tracy Bird Thursday. They're going to see Whiskey Myers on Friday, and they're going to see Luke Grimes on Saturday, and they're going to get all their camping paid for. I was like, okay.
I don't know if anybody's stayed in an RV park lately, but it's going to cost you more than $150 to stay there 3 days because I just come from one last week.
Yeah, I mean,
Or you could sit in the back row for a Whiskey Myers concert and a Luke Grimes concert and probably still cost you more than $150 and not even get to see everything else.
yeah. I feel like anybody you probably spend more on gas coming to this event if you're from out of state. Anybody that uses the American currency, the dollar, should know that this is an incredible value. It's almost a no-brainer in my opinion. If you have a means of getting here and staying, just do it. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and segue back into what I'm looking forward to the most this weekend, which is the Chuckwagon races. And since I do have a voice that is well known around here, and I think will make this even more exciting, I'm going to use Brandon Wren to go back and forth with me here on our lineups for the Chuckwagon races. And we're just going to kick it off here, and we'll just go back and forth by by division. I'll let you take the youth here. Go ahead, Brandon.
I'm going to tell you, the youth outriders, they're 8 and under, and that's I love all the Chuckwagon racing, but the youth is my favorite, and we got some pretty good matchups. It's going to be Jagger Pennington, Tulsa Nutt, Linda Raper, Raven Rutledge, and Leighton Parks. We'll all be competing in the outrider division. In the 9 through 14, it's going to be Jason Smotherman, Micah Stamps, Austin Pruitt, Collie Hart, Levi Killings, Thomas Howard in the 9 through 14 age group. And it just keeps getting better from there. The big horse.
Wait, for this, would you mind doing it in Paul's voice?
That's a little harder to do. In this, we're going to be the big horse RT, County Line Bunch, FR8 Train, Flatlanders, BS Racing, Grazing Cattle. I'm just a Mr. Fix-It guy. Bardee Chicken Ranch, ILO Hardfast, and TN Whiskey.
Is there anything else you need me to do?
Yes, please go get me some more sweet tea. I'm out.
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys want to go, you're welcome to. Matt, good luck finding your Invisalign. I hope you can
I'm going to
see
go find it. I'm going to go
Probably
solve
invisible.
some problems, and we'll see you later this afternoon.
You
Yeah,
bet.
thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and take the 46-inch mules because it is kind of a rather robust division here this year. So Heat 1 ain't scared, taking on the Hickory Plains Outlaws. All right, why don't you go ahead and take that next division there,
That's
Brandon?
good. I'm telling you, the 46 ponies, the Outlaws and Say When, Western Junkies, and the Wild Ones. Going Nuts, Too Stupid to Stop. And that's our team that's been here many, many years, along with FSR Pony Edition. And Twisted Spoke, Out of Nowhere, Hartwick Horseshoeing, Hells Bells Hot Flash, and Bent Shank. Johnston Outlaws, they've been here many times as well, along with Split Decision, Down Bad, and FR8 Train.
I wonder what made Hell's Bells want to put Hot Flash in there.
They probably got an outrider that's a woman that's really, really fast.
Oh,
what are you
yeah.
supposed to say?
Well, you know, freight. But that's okay. 50, hey.
Hey, I just
Chuckwagon-
read what's down there.
I actually, so I've been around Chuckwagon racing for about 17 years, and I think I've actually gotten worse at reading them because my expectations have changed so much. You actually are nailing these. You also probably read a lot of different names at a lot of different events, so you're a better reader than me. But 52-inch ponies, Heat 1 Full Throttle, taking on Half-Wit Horsepower. Heat 2 Crossroads Express, taking on Bumblebees. Heat 3 Fort Smith Horse and Mule and D&D Farms. Heat 4 Piney Creek Express, taking on Triple J. Heat 5 Outlaws and Desperados. Heat 6 Tennessee Whiskey and Daddy's Money. We're going to move it into 52 Mules.
The 52 Mules. Heat 1's going to be Diamond KC and Need More Landing Cattle. Heat 2's going to be Coming Undone and Triple S. Heat number 3 is going to be Bobby's Babies and a bye, so they'll have nobody to run against. And then heat number 4 is going to be Hickory Plains and Bar LL.
Can you read LL? Ugh. Buckboard. It's going to be a good turnout on the buckboard. This is where it's going to get, I mean, no offense, everybody, but man, when you start pulling out those old wooden wagons, these buckboards,
You can
man,
feel them in their chest.
I love this. So Heat 1, Full Throttle Loca, we're bringing out the big guns in Heat 1, taking on Raring to Go. I do not know what the call-outs were on this, by the way, but Heat 2, we're just doing first impression, best foot forward, I guess, this year. We're going to have Full House taking on Rollin' F. Good to see Rollin' F in here, coming from Indiana. And we got Heat 3, Bad Company, Bar H, Ranch and Rodeo. My gosh, those 3 heats are going to be nothing short of this next one, which is Hot Sauce, LA Hot Sauce, Keystone Express, Heat 5, Freight Train, Triple J, Heat 6, Crossroads Express, Rockin' H, and then Twisted Spoke in Heat 7. You do whatever you want because the track is yours. It's a buy run.
All right, Youth Ponies 8 and under. It's going to be the first team up. It's going to be Going Nuts. That'll be Wade Nutt running his wagon. Number 2 will be Too Stupid to Stop with Suede Wiles and a little bit of B&G. Bar B will be next with Lily Howard. Then Bent Shank, Rally Pello, and Outlaws. Jagger Pennington's going to be running that one. Going Nuts 2, that'll be Delilah Nut. Then Freight Train, Timber May Tuttle. And then Kids Gone Wild with Ethan Potter. Bardee Chicken Ranch with Josie Day. Too Stupid to Stop, Big Catch Wiles, and Going Nuts team number 3, that'll be Tulsa Nut.
All right, we're going to jump into the big mules going up the hill. One of those times that we love having a monitor or a big screen, because this one kind of gets off the normal track going up the hill. So just turn your faces to the left at the stage area, and you'll see Andy's drone flying over these. Heat 1, Dumb and Dumber, taking Catch 'em If They're Loose. Catch 'em If They're Loose. Like I've never read that name. Heat 2, Desperados number 2, Diamond S Express. Diamond S got a mouthful there because Desperados is seeking their, I think, 4th or 5th national title in a row this year.
Yes, I believe it's the 5th.
It's insane. These guys are, and they're running hot. They won it down there at 11 point. Heat 3, Diesel Donkeys and Triangle S, Diesel Donkeys. I just love that.
I love that name.
Heat 4, Driving Daddy Nuts and Going Nuts. That might be, I wonder if that's Daddy in the Going Nuts.
That might be one of those call-outs right there.
Heat 5, Foolish Pleasure and Too Stupid to Stop. Heat 6, Outlaws and Freight Train. Heat 7, Seriously Stupid and Barty Chicken Ranch. Heat 8, Whiskey Throttled and Shut Up Stupid.
And, of course, when it comes to youth mules, 8 and under, Corbin Ain't Scared, Corbin Myatt, and then Beautiful Disaster be Coy Beth Lyle, and Clay Ain't Scared. Oh, but Clay White making that run. Then Youth Mules 9 to 14 be Buck Wild. Easton Parks Ain't Scared with Austin Pruitt. And Youth Ponies 9 to 14 be Hell's Bells with Jace Howard. Desperados with Kyle Weaver. Spinning Daddy's Money be Tucker Lewis. And then FSR Pony Edition, that's going to be Ava Beatty. And we're going to go to the Classics.
Classics looking like Heat 1, County Line Bunch, and Dizzy D. I am excited to see that there's 4 heats of the Classics. That's going to be a good time. Heat 2, Rafter G and BS Racing. Heat 3, Rockin' and Rollin', Lucky G. Heat 4, Flatlanders take on County Line Bunch number 3.
And when it comes to the Adult Land Rush Mini Classic, Twisted Spoke is going to be in Heat 1 with Campbell Gang, along with their Outriders. Twisted Spoke's going to be Gracie Pate, and on the other side, Campbell Gang's going to be Skylar Campbell.
We don't want to leave you out there in Heat 1 there. Deshaun Wyatt and Don Kaler. I believe those are your Outriders. No, okay. I'm sorry. Because you just have your driver.
Yeah, that's the driver.
Yeah,
they
okay.
run, and then we go with the
then we go to the Outriders.
Outriders in that heat.
Thank goodness you're here. And then I will read off a note here after we finish. We've got, Heat 2. We got the Wagons with Moon Hillbillies, Kylie Laster driving Outriders, Moon Hillbillies, Ben Hartwick outriding there. And I do have a couple of notes I wanted to share. So just to kind of reiterate what I got word of, I read these wrong throughout our presentation of races there. So we're scratching bar 20 on the Adult Land Rush. It looks like that might have been done there. And then no Heat 9 in the 46-inch pony. So that is how it shapes up for the Chuckwagon races. It is a full schedule, 130-ish teams is what I was hearing. So yes, we're going to have a full afternoon. Fortunately, we've got the ACWRA staff. They are going to fly through everything, backed by the staff here on the ranch, which we know they're going to do. They're going to be ready to go. We got about 4 or 5 different side-by-side sponsored donors out here, so everybody will be zipping around if anything goes awry. Just to kind of touch on the back half of the week here for the schedule, what are some of these high-level things that you want to make sure people don't miss, Brandon?
If you're listening right now, you still have time to get here. You definitely need to be here tonight. We got a testimony that's going to happen tonight that I've cried already two times a day about this testimony. It's going to be tonight. Of course, Tim McWhorter's going to be here, and if you've seen the opening last year, that was all over the place. The man who sang the song that I talked over about the flag is actually the opener tonight. He's going to be here,
Stephen McWhorter.
Oh, I'm so excited for him to be here, and of course, Kane tonight. Tracy Bird and Larry Fleet. Larry Fleet's going to open up for him tomorrow. Tracy Bird, if you're a 90s fan, I can't wait for No Ordinary Man. I'm a bull riding guy, so I'm excited for them. And of course, Cassius Culpepper. If you don't know him, you need to Google him up, get on YouTube. He's an up-and-coming superstar. I like a lot of his music. He's going to be opening for Whiskey Myers. And then Chancey Williams, I get to hang out with him some in Vegas during the National Finals Rodeo every year. He's opening for Luke Grimes. Luke Grimes, Casey from Yellowstone, really. It's going to be a star-studded weekend. But then we're not done yet, because Sunday morning we got the Cowboy Church. And
it's no small thing.
No small thing. Big Cowboy Church. And someone this week's going to find Jesus, and then we'll go down here, and we're going to have a baptism right down here in the creek. and then we'll get back to that last and final round of the Chuckwagon races. So you said just hit some highlights. That's everything I'm excited for this weekend.
Yeah, and much, much more. Drivers, make sure that you are at that drivers meeting. I believe it's 11 a.m. I don't even know if that's on here, but
It's on that
yeah,
schedule.
it is. Drivers meeting,
Right there.
11 a.m. Saturday morning. Weigh and measure an hour before that, so just make sure you're up here at the track. Man, it's going to be a
And for
good
those
one.
that's been here before, we're actually 30 minutes later starting. So we'll be start at 12:30, not high noon.
Okay.
This year for
Yep.
the Chuckwagon races, due to everything that's coming together, because we'll have a horse pull right before the Chuckwagon races on Saturday as well. So
Yep.
moving that time, if you've been here before and you get here and it's like, hey, what's going on? We're actually starting at 12:30 with the Chuckwagon races on Saturday.
Well, there's plenty of room out here with about 2,500 acres to play on. We hope to see you down here at the Baker-Spain Stampede on the Goat Ranch.
Because you know why? There's never a bad day at the Goat Ranch.
You literally heard it here first. Are we on? Are we off? We're still going. I love you, Miranda. My wife is due with our third baby very, very soon. So if you don't see me around here this weekend, you'll know why. But I should be here. Crossing my fingers that
Wait till Monday. Wait
little
till
baby
Monday.
makes his appearance a little bit further along. All right, love you, Mom. See you out on the track. Fun.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.